Now, before we begin the modeling process, we want to divide our data into a training and a validation data set. We want to be able to have a part of the data used to train the model, and then we want to have a different part of the data being used to test the model. It's good to have the model tested on data that's not used to develop the model. So to do this, we right-click on it and we say Create Derived Data Set. This will show us all of the different fields that are available in the data set, and it also lets us name the new model that we're going to create, or the new data partitions. And so I'm just going to call this partition, or part, which is short for partition. And then, we usually select 30 to 40% of the records for validation, and we'll leave the rest of them for the training. So I'm going to select 436 records for validation. If I click up here now, it takes this from this and gives me 1,000 records that are going to be used for training. You should fix the random sequence, because that will make sure that your random drawing of these data into different sets will be exactly the same as mine, so that your answers will match mine. If we don't do that, then VisMiner will, every time we do this, will select a different subset of randomly chosen records. And so sometimes you might get slightly different percentages than mine, just because it randomly selected different observations into the training and the validation set. We can select all variables or none of them, or just specific variables if we want to. And so sometimes what we'll do is we will start off by selecting all of them, and then we will go see what is significant or which has strong relationships with what we're trying to predict, and then we can actually do less of these. So I'll show you how that's accomplished in this little exercise. We'll start off with all these variables, then when we find some that we don't want to include, we will actually just create a new derived data set where we deselect some of the variables that we don't want to include. So now I've given it a name, I've got it set up, so I've got some set up for training and some set for validation. We're going to start off with all of them, and so I can go ahead and create this.